Hey, everybody. Jay Niblick and Brian Arzani back again. Sorry we were off for about a week, two, almost 2 weeks. Brian's been traveling around. Hoorah, Brian, with your boys. Congratulations there. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
A
And my
little
daughter got married. We've packed about 36 pounds of stuff into a 2-pound bag.
stuff. Yeah, that's exactly right. You had 2 military graduations and a marriage.
Boom.
Boom. Damn. Well, we got 10 minutes, so we're going to talk to you guys short and fast. Matter of fact, I forgot to set the timer because I suck.
Jay, why is it 10 minutes now? What's the deal with 10?
Because if you got more than 10 minutes to learn something before you go out and sell some shit, then I can tell you what your big problem is, why you're not profitable. And that's why we're here to talk about how to become a profitable consultant. So today's topic that we usually pick from within the field of me and Brian talking to consultants throughout the week. Today's topic is if you sell profiles or any singular thing, you're not selling yourself and you're doing yourself a disservice. So one of the biggest blockers that we see to profitability is people who come in and say, look, you got these great personality assessments, Niblick, you got this advanced insights or DISC or values or organizational health check, all this really cool stuff. It doesn't matter what you're using. You can be using Colby or Hogan or any of the companies that are out there that have a valid profile. Awesome, fantastic. It can be a methodology, your Gravitas Impact or your Talent Associates Network or your Maxwell or, whatever the different, situational leadership, whatever it is that you think you've become a master in. If you sell that thing, that's the problem with not becoming very profitable, because when you sell something other than yourself, you're selling a commodity. I don't care what it is and how great it is. You're not a car salesperson who sells cars and they don't care about you. They want the car. They want the reliable car or the fancy car or whatever it is that they're looking for. But this world of consulting, it has to be you. So somebody came into us this week and was talking about, and there's a sister company called WiseHire, and a lot of the Intermetrics consultants will use WiseHire to help their clients on a hiring program that they need to automate and go off and apply profiles into. And the question was, I've had problems in the past mentioning this to customers, and then they go off and they sign up for WiseHire. Well, if we think about this, if all you're doing is talking about some other product that's available, you're not talking about yourself. And this is the biggest problem. And people often don't understand that you as the consultant have to be what they're buying. You're the authority. You're the thought leader. You're the expert. In our world, we call you VARs, VAR, value-added resellers. Why don't we sell the profiles, Brian, directly to the corporations out there in the world? We could put a website up. We've got a bunch of them. Just say, enter your credit card here, Mr. Business Owner, Vice President of HR, whatever. Enter your credit card in and buy X many profiles. Hit the dial and say you got the number you want. Click purchase. They'll be delivered. Why don't we do that?
I think I'll answer your question in a second. Here's what's interesting as you talk about this. I think every one of the folks that's watching this, if you're a consultant, here's the statement I'm going to make. How you bring a client on is the exact same way that you're going to lose them. Okay. So if you create a transaction that says, hey, I brought you in because I sold you something, then that's the exact same way you're going to lose them, versus like what Jay's talking about. And the organization that he created was this idea, and it's a concept. And really what Intermetrics is, it's a disruptor in the world of assessments, because I love the word that you used, Jay, as we were talking about this. Your vision was to create an agnostic platform that allows ubiquity with regard. I love that word. It's a big word, dude. I looked it up and used it. I made a freaking dollar, but it allows this ubiquitous involvement of all things talent. Like you said, doesn't matter if a consultant comes to us and their background is in family counseling, or if they come to us and they are like a Maxwell, certified. One of the things that every single one of them that they come on board with is this single-minded view, versus the idea that talent is so incredibly diverse and it's unique, and it's this open architecture, and it's the application of the psychology that Intermetrics teaches and supports in its consultants, our certified Intermetrics consultants. I think it's a cool concept, Jay, and it's just a vision that.
So what you're saying is our profiles shouldn't be the centerpiece of any one thing. They should be, and when we talk about VAR, value-added reseller, you are the value. You, Mr. and Mrs. Consultant out there, you're that value add. You're taking this personality assessment, which we know is a commodity. I can go get Myers-Briggs for free. Not that that's been a valid assessment, as prolific as it is, it's not. But that's not something that's going to be great. The reason we don't sell profiles direct to the corporation is because they don't do really any good. It's no different than setting up a kiosk on the street corner in Manhattan saying free MRIs. Here's your MRI. You know,
Right.
thanks for coming by. Here's your MRI. Here's your MRI. Here's your MRI. Take one. You know, it doesn't mean crap to the person.
Well, that's why they get second opinions. They send it off to multiple docs so that they can look at it and go, man, this is what I see based on my experience, right? Or
doctors, it's the physicians. The key is that's not going to do any good for me to sit there and look at an MRI or lab work or something and go, oh, I get it. Now we write the assessments so they're fairly self-interpreting, but the context is who is it on? In what role are they situated? What's the environment, the culture, the business, the team they're in, the sphere around them? All of these things make a huge difference to the scores that we see in our assessment. They're diagnostic assessments. They're never meant to say, hey, I'm just going to sell them straight to the company. There's a lot of damage that's been done in the industry with corporations and companies and lazy people that have said, I'm just going to sell them off my website for $24. It's a commodity. Buy the Kleenexes. Don't forget your personality assessment on your checkout. And, you know, they wonder why they don't do any good. Now, the rule of thumb that I gave this person sounds like the stupidest, most simple thing on the planet, but it's one of my old.
It's profound, dude. It's profound.
Here's the quote. If you sell others, they buy others. If you sell yourself, they buy you. Now, again, duh, thank you, Captain Obvious. But it's easy to do. It's easy to get this great assessment. We spend all this time certifying you on how powerful these tools are and how awesome they are. But you have to stop and remember, and again, I don't care whether you're doing a methodology, you know, you're upselling, scaling up, or top grading, or Maxwell, or whatever the course is that you champion, that's your deliverable, or the assessments or the tools that you use. You have to be the value-added reseller. Marshall Goldsmith, still my favorite quote on this entire topic. It's not about understanding the practice of management. It's about learning how to practice the understanding. Yeah. And there is no shortage of knowledge out there in today's day and age. I can go look at Ivy League schools and watch their actual classes. I can't get any credit for it, but I can watch extension school classes at Harvard. I can read Wharton School of Business, #1 business school in the world. I can read everything that they have out there. McKinsey and Company puts it all out there. You know, I can get the knowledge. The businesses you want aren't the ones that say, look, you know, like me, I can walk to Lowe's, buy all these fancy, powerful tools. If I want a custom built stairwell, you know, or stairway in my front foyer at my house, I can buy all the tools. I can buy all the supplies. It's all there. It's no different than knowledge. You talked about ubiquitous. All the knowledge is ubiquitous. But you have to understand, if you're struggling with profits, ask yourself, am I trying to sell something else? Am I selling others? Am I selling the John Maxwell? Am I selling scaling up? Am I selling top grading? Am I selling DISC assessments? Am I selling the advanced insights? If that's what you're doing, you're transactional. You're going to be standing there talking not to the CEO of an organization. You're going to be talking to a purchasing manager who's saying, well, hey, if I can get this for $10 cheaper somewhere else, I'm going to be the hero inside the organization to do that, because you have failed to show them that you're the value proposition. You're taking it, comparing it to the situation, debriefing and interpreting the results in real time in the situation, which could be completely different if that individual was in another culture, in another company, working under another manager with another team.
Well, I think that's what we create here, Jay, is we create an opportunity for our consultants to be able to get cross-pollinated with all this different group of individuals that are doing all these different types of things. I mean, I get emails all the time, sometimes at, 2 o'clock in the morning, because we've got folks internationally, right? There's no such thing as time anymore. It's access to understanding the application of this knowledge. And that's really what I think, you helped this consultant work through, was that you changed her perspective. She sat there and thought of it from the perspective of, I'm going to have to do this and create, a transaction that I can assign a value to, and now I don't get to charge for this, versus her perspective up front. And she said, it was kind of cool. She goes, wow, I never thought of it that way. And that right there, when you engineered that epiphany in her, I read in that email feed, you woke her up. And sometimes that's all a consultant needs. And the folks that are watching this today are going to sit there and go, you know what? I need that. Well, that's what we do. I mean, I think there's so many folks out there that do what kind of what we do in terms of providing some sort of platform or instrumentation or training curriculum. But what they lack is the ability to teach and be open in their approach to supporting those that are really partners with them or licensed or are independent from that platform.
And so, I mean, wrapping those thoughts up, here's the key. I can buy all those tools at Lowe's, and they're very powerful tools, and I'm likely to not get the stairs I want, possibly lose a finger or two in the process. The best customers out there want the solution. Don't sell tools, sell solutions. And I told this person, if you want to sell tools, that's great, but sell them to the professional carpenters who then use them. So go find HR people that say, I know everything I need to do. I'm just going to use the tools. Don't sell the tools, sell yourself. You're the value proposition. Don't forget that. Brian, what do we got?
Hey man, here's the deal. Like, subscribe, click. We've got a ton of other videos out there. Our abundance mentality is that. So here's the deal. I think it's time to go sell some shit, Jay.
Go sell some shit, everybody.